Hmm. That's random. That's super random. What? Okay. In your end step, Joel. The beginning of your end step. What? Hmm. What do you what do you even reanimate with this? You have the lands. It's in the perfect colors for the lands. Seat and what's the other one? Vault. It's got seat and vault. Enters. Um, hmm. I guess final party. uh. Think this is this like I don't know. Doesn't seem like a real card to me. Ashiok, probably. Okay. technically a cantrip. Someone named Sigma calling someone a G'd. Ooh, yikes. Metamorph is fine. Okay, that's fine too. I feel like this is just Urza, but at home. What are we reanimating? Oh yeah, the bridge. Oh yeah, that's another one. Never get to play with this card. If you do that, players. I can't. I mean, there's a reason why. It's. I don't even know if I want it. Why is this a mythic? How dare you, lizards? What about that card constitutes a mythic? What do you just play Mana Rocks and just cast the big creature instead of reanimating it? What if you just did that? What if we played Grafdigger's Cage and ruined everything? I have no faith in this commander. That's fine. Mana Rocks? Well, as it stands, because I can't find anything else to put in, and I need 100 cards, so... Treasure tokens? Medallions? I'm not sure, maybe. Do they reanimate with finality counters? Turn target. Nope. Pretty easy Winter Moon. Unless it isn't. I turn off my air conditioner when I'm streaming. Otherwise, you just hear this the whole time, and it's not. It doesn't make for the best content. Let me tell you. Well, can't say no to the One Ring. Actually, we might say no to the One Ring. Is this good here? Bro, I don't know what we're supposed to reanimate. I don't get this. Like, you reanimate... Okay, so... Typical... giant stupid creatures. Like Gristlebrand. Jingataxius. Oh, we can emerge. Does emerge sacrifice? You may cast this by sacking an artifact and also paying for it. Okay, so if I use a 2-mana artifact at 7, it's almost the same as just casting it naturally. So I need more expensive cards than that. I don't know, it's an artifact deck, it's blue and it's black, and it cares about artifacts. So, Wizards wants me to play it, I guess. We can run Shieldred, and then have it not do anything. That's pretty cool. Valgavoth with counter spells, sure. What is Garuda doing? It's even, right? Or, I mean, there's no mana value restriction. You can reanimate like a 12/12. Enters, mill 4, creature with even mana value. Which, as it stands, actually, I added a 9, a 7, and a 7. Oh, there's a 6. Alright, this actually doesn't really work. Platinum Angel. Well, that's an artifact. Boop. This is a creature. I keep forgetting that. Ulamog, the Defiler. Enters with a number of counters. No cast trigger. It's definitely not the greatest with no cast trigger. I guess we'll just do that one for now. Cityscape? I feel like my reanimate targets are pretty just not... They're not there for me. Jingataxius is okay. Affinity... This has affinity? Turn target creature. No, artifact. But it costs 6. It costs 6. Death Shadow? You can cast it and then it explodes. Use Dome for 13. Okay, sure, yeah. Does it work with the other one too? Death's Spaghetti. Wow, I don't own Death Shadow. Really? I've never played with Death Shadow in Magic Arena. I find that hard to believe, but I can't deny my eyes, I guess. That is funny. I can craft it. But wait a minute. It doesn't work if you're too low, right? If you're at like 10, it doesn't work. No, I mean, this thing? Shadow of Mortality. That's what I was trying to say earlier. But I guess it doesn't do what I thought it did. So no, it doesn't work. Well, we can run Eureka. We just put it in here. Ruin people's days. Alright, Mana Drain because it's not banned yet. Offer you can't refuse. Oh. Literal treasure cruise? We surveil a lot. Or well, the idea is to surveil a lot. I can't say it currently surveils a lot, though. Oh, there's another artifact land. Shoot, there's way more than I thought. Okay, hold on. Let me, like, specifically look for those. I didn't spell artifact right. Of course I didn't. No. I don't know what I'm doing. Surely I have all of them now, right? Chrome Mox and Mox Amber. Oh, Darksteel Citadel. Oh, this thing. Wait, this isn't a real card, though. This is digital only. It's tapped if you were the starting player. Okay. And it becomes a 2/2. That's it. It only does that way later. So this is like the worst land you could possibly play, but it is a land. Which means it's annoying to deal with for an... Yeah, I guess that's the logic. It gets hit by Farewell. This is an ugly, ugly land to play, I feel, but I don't know. It's an artifact. It's an uncounterable artifact. That, oh no. Alright, I mean, we gotta make it work, so I'm putting it in. These turn into artifacts, right? Like these do. Not sure if I care too much about that. I don't want to get, like, color blasted. Oh yeah, Dark Ritual isn't banned yet. Ooh, I guess Reanimate? Draw, discard, and delve. So this, what draws and discards? Chart a course. Malcolm. Thirst. Oh yeah, Teferi. This thing. Celestius is really good. Does discarding our hand lose the game? Not really. I feel like you don't want to roll 1 through 9, and you don't want to roll 20. It's weird that rolling 20 is like the one you don't want to roll. You would think it's the one, like if you roll 1 on the d20, that's the one you don't want to roll. But it's actually like, it's not that for some reason. Like, oh, you reanimated something, but you're just gonna lose because who like everyone's ready to kill it. It's so easy to kill it. All right, so we have about 50% of the time the deck doesn't work. I mean, specifically this card, not our deck. This thing, deck of many things. Psychic Frog. Can't forget that thing. I mean, even if I did run it, it also just doesn't really do anything. It just sometimes draws 2 cards. You know. I don't really want to pick up a creature. I don't ever want to roll 20. And so it's like a 7 mana draw 2 at its best. I don't. I just run Divination. 3 mana draw 2. Oh, Power Stones. Those are artifacts. Is this a Worn Power Stone deck? Doesn't really feel like one, but we'll see what happens. Is this all the Power Stone cards in the game? Okay. Oh, map tokens. Oh no. Map tokens too, huh? Okay. Yeah, we're in the weeds. We're in the weeds with this one. This is deep. Alright, map token. We'll play our little measly little 1/1. This is only creatures. Tempo cannot be created nor destroyed. Only transferred from one player to the other. Therefore, brackish blunder has text. Clue tokens. You have Lazov? Wait, what? There's only 2. Investigate. Deduce. Hard evidence investigates? Oh, it does. We making a crab? Is that what we're doing? But that was like we actually want to get rid of the clue token though, so this makes clue tokens forever. The slowest price possible, but I mean it is what it is. Tamio's journal would be kind of funny. Okay, I don't think I can play hard evidence and feel good about myself at the same time. It's one or the other. This is an incoherent mess right now, and I'm not sure if there's any fixing that. Alright, this is not a... that's not a card. Lore Mage is not a card. I don't think Search for Escanta is a thing here. I need removal, I think. What's the artifact-based removal? Probably Dark Slick Shores, actually. This might be one of the few times I can get away with that. I guess Cavern, is it a human? It's a human and a wizard. Oh, it's a wizard. It's a wizard. We can run the cards that care about wizards to the end result of not really much much to do about that, actually. Maybe it's not that exciting. Maybe not. I tried. I guess I just have to type it now. Oh, the Thopter generator? Yeah, that stupid thing. I said Mox. So, therefore, Mox. I need... Shieldred? Counterspells, cantrip, removal, cut down, Thoughtseize, fatal push, duress is fine as well. I don't think we're sacking anything. I really don't like Retrofitter Foundry. Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh boy. This doesn't look real. I don't think I can play this. Or not like this. This doesn't look like a real deck. You just need 4 artifacts? Alright, so what do we have for artifact options? As if I hadn't already asked that. What do we have for good artifact options? I didn't ask that. Tithing Blade is okay. It's okay on turn 2. Baleful Strix is a card. Lantern? Nah, I don't think I like Lantern here. I wish I liked this. I actually didn't realize that the text on it's not good. I thought it was, like, kind of okay. You just never get to play it, but apparently it's just not good. I guess I've never really read it before. Oh, it's also the mana requirement to cast it is actually kind of crazy. I was really surprised this is a mythic rare. It's not. It doesn't feel like a mythic rare at all, actually. It's just like worse than Baleful Strix in every conceivable way, in my opinion. But alright. I didn't make the card. I wasn't in R&D. Bolas' Citadel is cool. I think. Sure. It's alright. Yep, there's that as well. I didn't look at Thopter cards. Well, I didn't for more than 1 second. Alright, nothing standing out on the black side of things. I think we have enough Psi hits here. What's the one that makes 2 map tokens? Oh, that's Get Lost. Oh, Whirler Rogue. Ugh. Remember the nightmare that was standard? Well, that was like 13 years ago now. Jeez. I don't know. When was that? It was Kaladesh, right? Yeah, it was Kaladesh the first time, or was it Magic Origins? It might have been Magic Origins. I don't know if it was Kaladesh. I don't know. Yeah, the Investigate thing. I think it was in the Urza deck. As well as the blue, that blue chick. This thing. When you cast an artifact spell, artifacts. You get artifacts when you cast artifacts with your artifacts. Hello. This investigates upon smacking your opponent. It's weird that the card wants you to hit your opponent in the face, but the art is the antithesis of assaulting people. Very strange. Very strange. I think we want Malcolm. Crab Abomination is most assuredly just not right. I don't know if Tome of the Infinite is right. Okay, Wayfarer's Bauble. That's not right. Now that Aether Spellbomb's not right anymore either. There's no room for goofy things just because they're artifacts. There's no room for that. Urza itself leaves behind a pretty sizable threat. It can create mana, I think. Not a lot of it, but it can. I did just craft it. Why not just throw it in? Boop. Alright. Are we still ugly? Okay, it's not as ugly, but it's ugly adjacent. We're at this stage where like maybe more than just your mother would find you attractive. Right. Maybe it's a face only a mother and like really close friends could love. Maybe that's where we are. I'd say so, actually, yeah. That's about right. It is repeatable if you keep picking it up. The channel artifacts. I suppose prototype is okay enough to put in anyways. Yeah, the channel crab. Bloop. It's fine. It's a stifle, right? It's a stifle leak or a mana leak. What about you? Can stun things over and over? Not great. I suppose Otawara is fine. Bloop. I don't think Takanuma is fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's okay. It's more interesting than not running it, so. I think Crab Abomination is still just incorrect for an endless amount of reasons. But sometimes you win with it. Sometimes, I guess. Most of the times you do not. I want to play Shieldred so bad. How do I win? Commander ain't helping win. I can't kill anyone with the commander, so... no. I think instead of seduce, or deduce, not seduce, play Kappa. What do we have for improvise? This was a huge letdown last time I played it. Nah, I don't really want to sack my artifacts, though. This is also a huge letdown last time. What does this actually do? No, I don't like the Death Shadow thing. If yeah, I don't know. The fact that I can lose the ability to do it if I'm too low just makes it so ugly to me. And it also doesn't do anything. I have to have 4 artifacts in play, my commander in play, and I also have to be looping Death Shadow instead of reanimating something that actually like does more than just deal 13. It can 2-shot people. It was the only selling point for me. Assuming I'm at above 13. So this finds 4 cards. And I can add oil counters. Metalwork Colossus. Oh yeah, that's yeah, I like that. Gateway Colossus? I don't know the other one you're talking about. Did you miss anything? Front-loaded Suffering, suppose? I don't know if that counts. Yeah, Ulamog's in here. Oh, well, the one I think you should play, maybe. Oh, yeah, Ujin works. You can't reanimate it, though. No, it doesn't work at all. I can't cast it. How am I getting it in play? Sundering Titan? No, 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 no. What does this do? This each modifier. Nope. Yeah, if I cared about like the rest of what it does, then I'm not gonna run it. But I have to care about my commander's text box. Otherwise, why is my commander in the command zone? So, but yeah, it doesn't have trample or anything. Ashiok looking dummy sus now. I don't know. It does just enough of more than one thing. That. Okay, what is Urza doing? Making a construct. This crab is too ugly. I can't do it. No, I'm not running the crab abomination. It's not happening. I mean, tell me it doesn't look. It just looks like a Nuka-Cola Mirelurk, but it's not from the Fallout set. We got a Fallout set. We did get a Fallout set. It was like abandoned art that they chose to just put here instead of a. It's not in Eldrazi, and it's in MH3, the set. It's a demon. A crab demon. It doesn't even look like a demon. Kind of makes it kind of spookier. I don't know. Cool card. It just ain't it. We're not doing it. Blightsteel. I suppose. No, you can't Blightsteel people in this format, though, right? Or with this commander, you can't Blightsteel in this deck. This is Golbez. You surveil, I guess, and then you reanimate things, I guess. And then if you have a game-winning board state, you can now make your opponent lose life. That's what it reads. Brackish is looking unplayable now. Good sign, at least. Still not sure about Ashiok, but you could argue that Shieldred is just, like, truly awful. There's, like, nothing to... Oh, man. What about Lazav? What about our boy Lasagna? How do you spell it? I don't know how to spell Lazav, chat. I don't know what I'm doing. I actually have no idea how to spell his name. Isn't it Lazav? Oh, come on. S-A-V, at least? He's a detective. It's a detective. There's so few of those. There it is. Alright, it's Lazav. It's Lazav with a Z. Wearer of Faces. Oh my. Alright, so we can attack and we can do stuff, and then we can sack and do more things. Exile card from graveyard. I mean, yeah. Yeah. What about the other detectives? Unraveler's kind of neat. Resco? Well... I like the clock. Really don't care about Resco's text box. But it is another clock. I think I'd rather just play a 4-mana Mana Rock. I don't care about Resco's text box. Resco... If I had, like, flickering spells and I could make 12 of these, that would be great. But, like, just casting Resco is like... I don't... I'm not one for the stealing one. It is a creature... It's a creature. Oh, it's a creature. Whatever. I'm actually suffering. Emperor of Bones? Yeah, I guess it works the same way. Solemgar? No, no Solemgar. Karn? I don't own that card either. I don't think I do. No, I do not own that card. Nope. There's your donation incentive. You found it. Alright, I think Ashiok is fine, but I just can't put room in here for it. I gotta focus on Golbez over here. I don't even think Dirge is right. It's okay. I don't have enough removal. I'm just not interacting. This is probably... We can do better than Tome. Man, my stomach is growling like crazy. It wasn't when I hit the stream button. I'll tell you that much. It's like all this thinking has made me hungry. Haven't even played a game yet. Oh no. What did I eat yesterday? Oh, I went to... Oh, I played 40K yesterday with... Yeah, I went over and played 40K. Poor Space Wolves players is really struggling. The Knights are real. Maybe Lazov is wrong. I'd say Lazov is wrong because I can't actually swing with it. Chthonian Nightmare. Soul Trader. Stuff. I mean, if with enough tutors, I guess anything's possible. Oh, man. Well, I mean, I've gone down that road 1,000 times. Do not play combos if there's like 3 or more cards that require the combo. I'm not going for it unless one of them's in the command zone, to which I'd say it's still kind of crazy. But I'm not like, if you need 3 or 4 cards for something to happen, and if it doesn't do anything in the intermediate, this kind of does. Still does stuff in the intermediate. It still does stuff. Chthonian Nightmare is just fine. I need more cards for it though. But then I'm not like reanimating anything. It's like I gotta make room for that, which makes the core idea worse. Just so I'm doing this other thing that I could do in a deck that does it better and faster. If I'm gonna go that route and I'm doing something off plan, it's just more removal, I think. But yeah, I'm not. You don't want to do 4-card combos that require no command zone combo piece. Honestly, you don't even want to do a 3-card combo. That's not at least having a piece in the command zone. Singleton format. I don't have any tutors. Actually, I would run tutors before I would put those in. I have one tutor, but it's just for like reanimate stuff. Okay, we're taking a card out. Okay, so the problem with Lazov here is I don't think I'm hitting anybody. Because I don't have any removal. So we're going to take that out for now. We're going to take this out until we realize we need more removal, which we will come to the conclusion rather quickly. So, until then, we're here with Golbez Crystal Collector, 2 mana, 1/4. Whenever an artifact enters, surveil 1. You don't have to cast it or anything, so artifact lands work. At the beginning of your end step, not your upkeep, which is very significant, extremely significant. If you control 4 or more artifacts, you reanimate a creature. Or no, it goes to your hand. And if you have 8 or more, your opponent loses life equal to its power. Okay, chat. I misread this card. I misread it. I just completely misread this card. I misread it. I just totally misread it. I thought you reanimate the creature. I thought you reanimate the creature at 4. Oh my... Alright, well... let's do a little... Okay, the deck is now completely different. I'm not even gonna run Ulabog. Oh, wow. Alright, it's completely different now. Everything's different. Chthonian Nightmare makes more sense. Death Shadow makes a lot more sense. I think I will actually craft Death Shadow. Oh my goodness. The floodgates have opened. I completely misread my card. I've been sitting here suffering over something that didn't exist. Talk about conjuring your own issues, huh? Careful with fireworks. What? Wait, Davriel always tutor the One Ring? Oh, yeah, that's what you're saying. Although, I mean, Gristlebrand just wins, though. I feel like the One Ring is just like an okay card in Davriel. There's like a good deal with it. Sometimes. It's a wishy-washy one. Shield Druid, I mean, you can kill that one, though, at least. One Ring, probably ain't killing that one. Yeah, but that was yesterday. That wasn't today. I didn't blow my fingers off today. That was the 4th. That only happens once a year. And actually, I think it hadn't happened the past 2 or 3 years. Or 2 years or something, so... Now I don't know what to do. What do you... what... Power equal. Does this work? I don't need my hands to play Magic, so I'll be fine. If I lose my fingers, you'll be fine. The content will keep flowing. I don't need my hands. I don't know if this works. Scourge of the Skyclave's power, toughness equal to 20 minus. So it's just 20? Is it always 20? Unless it's in play? Is it like Tarmogoyf? Surely it's like Tarmogoyf. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Craterhoof's, I don't know if that's an example of it. You just win when you play it. I don't think like you just get to a board state and then you find it and win. I don't think that's like a tutoring for a combo piece that you always win with or something. It's just a game-ending card. I mean, that card will just end like normal EDH, 3 opponents at once. I need more, like... Shambling Suit? I don't know what that is. Alright. So, what are... Eureka is now... real? And not dumb? Buried Alive. Okay. Matoya? Whenever you scry or surveil, draw. Really? Okay. That's cards for days. I don't know about Foundry Inspector. Solemn Simulacrum. That's an engine. Oh, Manavolt? We can play Manavolt. Wait, so... Man, my lips are so chapped. What'd you say? I thought it was power. It is power. I guess a card like this works. It's no Psychic Frog, I'll tell you that much. But it works. Do we have? Traxos? That's nuts. Is it nuts? I don't want this to be wrong. I want to try that. It's exciting. Oh, we don't have Dreadnought. Wow, it's $200. Oh my goodness. Casual $200, you know. Just another day. Thirst for knowledge. I'm running thirst for basic lands. Okay. Drown. All the usual stuff. Okay, I guess no thirst for discovery. No medallions anymore. I don't really like vehicles. So my Glitchcopter might be a pretty solid exception to that, honestly. Oh, that's the... I recognize that from the trailer. What Final Fantasy game is that? I don't know. Who knows? Regaling attacks for the top card library to land. Put the rest in the bottom. It would be nice if it milled them. So you just... It's funny how Jace can't drive. The 0-3 Jace can't drive. I feel like I don't care about this ability. I don't think I care about this ability. Why is this not just keyed to the archive? I don't think I care about this at all. In fact, we probably should just run key to the archive. It also lets me discard a card on top of it. Yeah, no, just if I want mana, just run a mana rock. I don't think the vehicle does anything. Can't even reanimate it. It's not a creature or anything. I just swing with it, then it dies. It doesn't mill. I don't know if I want Buried Alive. I think I do want Buried Alive, actually. Yeah. Okay, Winter Moon is now not possible, I don't think. No, we're not worried about removal till later. Alright, we're going to do this. We're doing this. Probably have to add more removal later, but... Okay, so I misread this. I thought you reanimated the card. You do not reanimate the card. It goes to your hand. Very different. So, instead of milling and discarding giant creatures to put into play, I think if this did reanimate, it would be fine, by the way. The requirement to reanimate is quite steep. You need 4 artifacts. You need this in play. And you also need something in the graveyard. Maybe in other formats you could do that too quickly. Still probably not an issue, but it's not how it reads anyways. It just goes your hand. So, unfortunately, that means I really want 8 artifacts. I was kind of just banking on this stopping at 4 to be somewhat relevant, but the 8 is now probably too relevant for this to be like really good, because 8 artifacts is insane. You just have a board state with 8 artifacts, and your opponent hasn't died yet, and those artifacts haven't like allowed you to just win on their own. I know they can be like artifact lands or whatever, but if you just have a bunch of artifacts and your opponent's still in the game and it's back and forth, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. You can play something closer to Urza with more cheap artifacts, but it seems to me as I would like to have my artifacts be really impactful on an individual level, as opposed to only doing something significant after the clause has been reached. And once the clause is reached, you still need a creature. So, you need 8 artifacts, you need this to be alive, and you need a creature in graveyard. I don't know. It doesn't seem too great. I don't actually have a lot of creatures. I'm probably going to have to go about changing that as well, but we're going to start here, because I want to. I'm tired of looking at the deck builder. It's been over an hour. I'll play the game. The 6-mana Tezzeret? I mean, I guess. That doesn't seem reliable to me. It still demands I have a count of artifacts to some degree. And at that point, why is it just not another artifact for my commander? So my commander's actually relevant, instead of just falling back on just, why not run Tezzeret in your command zone? Okay, well, we have stuff, but not much to do with it. Okay, I have a buried alive target in hand. Not great. I could probably take out Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time as well now, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna lead with my commander instead of Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix wouldn't be wrong, though. I feel like my commander isn't really all that scary, so maybe I can just get away with untapping with it. I can do better than that. Alright, we have 2 artifacts, and yeah, that's all we have. So, Rusco. Okay, I guess. Traxos can go away. I'm at 3 artifacts. Tragic. Could have played Psy instead of the Baleful Strix that one turn, I guess. Oh, look, Chad, it's the best card in the game. Oh, boy. Isn't that exciting? Oh, they don't have a land. They tried to bank on getting a land and didn't have one. I have no punish, though. If I could punish that, that would be really, really ideal, but I just can't. So, let's play this. Yeah, I mean, I just can't punish it. Opponent's going to have just endless mana. There's not really anything I could do about it, though. It is what it is. Treasure Vault's an artifact. I think I needed Surveil for, like, real cards, though. Swing here. Yep. Yeah, my green opponent has too much time. I can't punish anything. Yeah, this game's... I mean, we can see the time being wasted as they untapped with this. I can't do anything. Talos Provisioner was better than every card I played combined. And I couldn't kill it, so... Alright. I was doing things, though. I was doing things. Things were being done. Just not fast enough. Okay, what is the blue-red one? Crom. Okay. This is a woo. This is close. It's not close enough, though. It's close, for sure, though. Okay, this can work. Braided Nap. Suppose I could try that one. It's not currently in here, no. Well, I mean, it is one of those cards. Yeah, you do lose to it immediately if you don't deal with it. It is one of those cards. Kind of like Skewed Swarm, except it doesn't have to go wide. Okay, I guess I was just playing against Tifa. Silly me. Silly me. But I'm sure they didn't play towards Tifa as like a primary thing. Yeah, they're not playing like fetch lands or anything. I wonder if I should have made at least one 3-2. Maybe it would have made sense. Do I have time to do things here? I feel like I kind of don't. But I kind of want to do stuff, so I will play my cards, but... So opponent has one card in the graveyard. Not likely to... Oh geez, everything here is so ugly. Okay, yeah, we're just doing this. What order is this laid out in? Like that? Okay. Guess I could have manually ordered it. Brainstorm is a card. It's better than like a random card, so we'll draw that. And bank on them doing something that matters, that I can interact with meaningfully. I can't respond to the mill thing. Yeah, I can't respond to the mill thing. Alright, yep. Again, I'm doing what I want to do, but I'm just losing to green. So I need more interaction. And the cards that my commander cares about, there's no time for. So let's get rid of you. There's no time. I don't think there's time for like treasure cruise and stuff, but maybe just one of them. I don't know. They're both okay, but maybe just one for now. Or in Power Stone, it could just be something else. I don't think I like Buried Alive that much, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. Removal. No, I think Eureka's okay. I just can't get to it because my opponents are doing things that are making me lose before I can get to it. But if I can accommodate that, I think Eureka's fine. Maybe no mana rocks? I think that's fine. Murderous Rider's okay. This is a pay 3 one? Sure, why not? I don't know about the creature sack removal. Dark Betrayal. That's a cool card. I think Feed the Cycle is fine. More counter magic is also sort of okay. Demonic Junker. I don't even know what that is. How am I ever... Oh, Affinity for Artifacts. I was about to say, how am I ever playing this? When this enters Each player destroys a creature they control. No, this is possible. I like it. It's fine. That's possible. Bitter Triumph? I think I want Thoughtseize. I was thinking about cheat deaths, but our opponents don't care about our commander, to the surprise of no one. I think I want Thoughtseize. I also want Inquisition and, like, Duress. Maybe at least Duress, maybe not Inquisition. You know, I'm actually been a little surprised. Past few decks I've had Inquisition, it hasn't had, like, a full grip to hit. It's been kind of funny. Considering Historic Brawl ends on turn 3. Hostage Taker's okay. Definitely a bit on the slower end, but it's a cool card to recur and stuff. I'm more concerned about doing that than I am actually, like... Yeah. Sure, Hostage Taker's okay. Alright, Metamorph is weird, maybe. Want more interaction. Alright, let's try that. Oh, wait, what are my quests? Both doable. Let's reroll this 750. Rip. I reset it to one that just finishes quicker. Okay. We've yet to see anything that isn't green. But it would make sense to see the best color the most often, as one would. Okay, this hand is safe. I like this hand. Or it's as safe as we can ask for, I guess. Is this the same person that always plays this one? There's like one person out there that only plays the old loot. I think this is that person. Yeah, getting 8 artifacts, like I said, it's just not realistic. Like, you're already winning. You have 8 artifacts. You're ahead. What you want to be doing is happening. And then it has this extra thing of reanimating creatures that it doesn't actually help you do other than surveil, which is way too random to rely on unless you're like brainstorming every turn. Like, you have to play artifacts, but you also have to play creatures. It's all over the place. It is all over the place. Alright, so I can cast this. Have we learned our lesson to just not cast cards? Yeah, I think so. I think we learned our lesson. We can't afford to play the game. Choice of Fortunes. I'll literally do anything. I'll do anything. I'll take it. Alright, so we'll play this now. It's tapped. Still 3 cards in the graveyard. Urban Evolution. Oh man, I love one of my favorite blue-green cards. Love that card. Oh. Alright, hopefully it doesn't just end the game. We're at a board state I'm happy about, so it would be kind of sad to finally have a game with things happening and then I just manage right and it ends. We'll see though. They have a bunch of mana. Do multiple things here. I don't think today's the day, chat. I don't think today's the day. Cyclonic Rift, by all means. Alright, so you Surveil land here? Maybe not. Let's not get the Surveil land. Let's cast this. No, we want to cast Buried Alive, actually. Here, here, and that. We need some artifacts. We need that to start being a thing. Okay, Reanimate was a good hit, but it, again, just the Reanimate, the artifact side of things hasn't happened. And we didn't win. Mana Drain didn't end the game. It did not end the game. Okay, my opponent loses their entire hand here, right? If I'm to understand correctly. This is a card that does win if you untap with it, but we'll see. They lost a pretty significant chunk of cards there. So if I kill this, they get a recast on the creation, but then they can't keep those cards. Can I just reanimate Metalwork Colossus? I can. I guess I do that. Yeah, we're gonna kill this so it doesn't have stuff going on. But they can recast it for 5. But that's a lot of mana. That's not just free. They didn't mill anything or discard anything, right? No. Yeah, we're just gonna reanimate Colossus. Pretty, like, sad, but is what it is. Okay. Sure. Leave up Drown in the lock? I don't think casting Baleful Strix has any merit. All you have to do is hit him twice. Behold the multiverse. I don't think that matters. My opponent has to cast the cards. They just get discarded. Okay. Should counter that now. Before they draw. Alright, they lost another giant chunk of stuff. I can kill this. And I probably should? Or like Fatal Push or something? And just keep the pressure on him. I really should keep the pressure on my opponent. So we'll put Fatal Push to my hand and something I don't care to discard, or something that cares about the graveyard. I can't think right now. Emery's an interesting one to put in the graveyard. Thoughtseize. Okay, well, we don't want to draw Thoughtseize, so seems easy enough for me. Not out of this, though. Definitely not out of this. I have no idea what they could be. Okay, Cyclonic Rifting. You have to cast it now. Yeah, I'm just getting soloed by this stupid card. Green being green. At least Mana Drain didn't end it. Alright, they've, for the 4th turn in a row, kept a good card on top, apparently. Can play this and then that. That's weird. I don't have time to cast cards, is the problem here. I don't have time to worry about the... I don't have time to worry about anything, so... whatever. Like, I can't interact with Delighted Halfling reasonably. Yeah, you can order it how you want. Okay. Opponent can't seem to draw a land. It just doesn't seem possible for this deck to just top deck a land and not have a chain reaction here. They haven't even needed to cast their commander, like at all. For like a, you know, top deck or whatever. I don't know how this game isn't over, but... They did not tutor for this, it was just in their hand. It looks like their entire deck depends on it existing, too. And they just had it, I guess. Not likely to win. But I guess we'll see what happens. I think there's still I don't know what the end of all this looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure what my opponent does at the end of all this. I've never seen anyone deck out from Song before. Could be significant if they discard very important things. Unbelievable, I got another turn. I'm not sure what I can do with it, though. I also, yeah, just pass right back, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do anyways. Killing anything doesn't really matter to me. I can kill loot, but why? It doesn't matter. My opponent has access to all 17 cards in their deck. There's no stopping that. Yeah, I mean, maybe Murderous Rider does something, but we'll just see. We'll see. Scattered Thoughts. Return target card to your hand. Well, that'll do it too, I'm sure. Opponent picks up, shuffle your hand and graveyard in your library, draw 7. They can gift Heuristic Study, that's funny. They probably do not gift Heuristic Study. They do gift Heuristic Study. Do they have enough mana to constantly pay for that? Well, I assume they do. That definitely looks like they do. Okay, I don't... I'm not gonna keep playing. This is getting a little boring. Not really playing the game. Alright, yep, Song of Creation. No answer to it, I lose. But Mana Drain Mana Drain did not end the game, so I guess we take that. We also just didn't draw any artifacts, which is kind of crazy. I don't think I had I had just Baleful Strix that game. Yeah, it was like just Baleful Strix. I did cast a Buried Alive. We had an out. We swung. Just was a turn too slow. Song of Creation just completely clowned me. I don't know how likely it is I cast this as a thing. Quicken. Okay. So... this thing? Sure. It's very unassuming. Who ever wants to deal with Dimir Spybug? Apparently my opponent does, because Mana Drain's in the game. Well, we finally played against a deck that wasn't green, and it has Mana Drain and House Meld in the opener. Okay. Yep, you got it. I sure had fun. At least they weren't green. At least they weren't green. Oh, no, Soul Culture doesn't really do anything. Well, it kind of does. Okay, no One Ring. Your opponent won a coin flip of an invert polarity? Well, it wasn't me, I guess. Couldn't have been me. It's another good deck for Gold Vein pick. So... Tome is fine. Spybug. Not. Leather armor's alright. We haven't got a game where we had 8 mana in play. We're not concerned about... In fact, I probably shouldn't even run these cards because we're not getting enough artifacts in play. Cityscape Leveler is not giving us a single solution. Would not have changed a single outcome, even if I could cast it for 0. Except this I guess if I could cast it for 0, I could blow up the Teamer enchantment creation, Song of Creation. So it's not that crazy. Helm of the Host. Again, no, it's too much mana. The Swords. Oh, you know it's a bad sign when I'm looking at vehicles. Why? How? 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 How does this make sense? I should play a different deck. I'm gonna be upset all day. How does this make sense? How do they think these are in the same wavelength? My opponent's literally playing Vintage. I don't need my commander turn 2. Oh, it also has a 1-drop? Yep. And it has an unkillable 1-drop. Okay, so it's got the best thing for it. Yep. Oh, I didn't know you could tap Hearse with no targets. Up to? Oh, I didn't know that. Can't say it ever comes up. Okay, well, we have the slowest Pock can be, and I still don't think I'm fast enough to do anything concerning. I should probably play my commander instead of this, I think. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, though. I don't know what I'm doing here. Do we have the fetch land? We do have the fetch land. Alright. Awesome. Well, we played a game, I guess. Lands were played. Spells were cast. Is this standard legal? Oh, there's no artifacts in standard, though. There's no artifacts in standard. I mean, there are, but, like, not really. We can take a look after. This is a 1/4. That's got something about it, right? I would prefer it probably to be a 0/5, but a 1/4 is fine. I'll take a land. Ooh, this is okay too. Against VV, I'd say. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, Golbez, get in there. What do we get? Quicken? I can cast it just for blue mana? Okay. Also, every opponent has had the optimal early fetch lands, too. I mean, it's pretty easy to accomplish that. I don't think I'm keeping the Hearse anymore. I don't think I'm keeping the Hearse. Kind of dependent what the randomly generated card was. I only have one basic, so the cycle was quicken. And it's the Mox! And of course it's the Mox. Yep, why not? And it's the Mox, chat. And it's the Mox. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Yep. As is tradition. And it's the Mox. Alright. Just the ultimate opener. We have to pay attention to how many times the VV players don't have the Mox. Man, we've had worst case scenario. Okay, it's turned around. It's actually turned around. Okay, hold on. They were all in on the Mox, which makes sense. Does make sense. Alright, get wrecked. You were all in on the Mox, I punished it. We actually had the punish. Oh, jeez. Every time, man, I swear. It's like, oh yeah, they went for VV on turn 3. There it is. The games are so different when they don't have Mox Amber or Chrome Mox. It's like the line that is played is just radically different. I haven't seen a non-Mox VV in a while. Same with the other blue-red one. I saw like 3 Valdricks in the same day. It doesn't care as much, but it's sort of the same, you know, logic. It's just the Mox lets you, like, it's at its best here. It's kind of my argument. Like, I have Mox, but it's not at its best. It's at its best in like decks like VV and I guess Tifa too. But we beat it. We beat the ultimate thing there. We had the tools. I can't say our commander really mattered though, right? No, not quite. No, it was gonna get there. It was getting there. Just didn't get there meaningfully. Although my opponent did concede, so I mean, I'm sure they conceded to my commander. They didn't concede to like no board presence. Oh, it was also Mox with the spell too. Like they had the spell to go with the Mox. It isn't just the Mox. I usually don't even concern myself about what happens after they cast the Mox. But they also did actually have a protection spell to go with the Mox. They also had that. Alright, so this is a deck that will kill my commander because it has nothing better to do, but would ideally not really care about my commander, all things considered. But it'll just die to, like, splash damage. Yeah, my opponent's actually reading my commander. So, through unknown variables and having nothing to kill, I assume it will die. But if my opponent knew it was up, they wouldn't kill it. Alright, looking for a land and a castable threat here. In no particular order, I suppose. Ideally having both, though. So, this first? Oh, we can cast this. Looks like my opponent has Dark Ritual. Because of course they do. Are we actually going through the ringer of just, like, the best cards in the game? Is that today? Is today just the best cards in the game? Alright, it is. Today is the best cards in the game day. Okay. Today is best cards in the game day in all openers. Best VVs, best Pox, best Davriels. Love to see it. Alright, fortunately they didn't just completely scam us. I think I want blue here, but I also kind of want black. Both are viable. I think we're more in the blue department. Do this little poke. And cast Smuggler's Copter? No, we're still interested in committing more cards. I don't think I'm going to mana drain this turn. It doesn't look great with a Davriel plus to do... Oh, the Davriel got the ability to plus. Never mind. Alright, so leaving up mana drain a little bit more interesting. Okay, well, I lost that. Can I do anything? Not really. Okay. Did not expect my opponent to cast anything. Don't think they should have cast anything. They should not have cast anything. I don't have a good punish. But I can still cast cards, I guess. So, 6 mana. Well, it's the best for our opponent, not for us. Okay, this game's just over, I think. That's a land. I guess it's a thing with stuff. I'm over this. What do we're not even... We're literally doing nothing. We're literally just doing nothing. Nothing impactful. Dark Rituals, just like whatever. So we've had infinite turn 1 green sources that just win. We've got hit by Mana Drain, House Meld. We've had some weird... We've had VV Mox. We've had Dark Ritual, Davriel. We've just had the entire, like, buffet of Historic Brawl Degeneracy. The whole buffet. And we had it for free, because it hasn't even come from my side. Had it all happen for free. There it is again. Well, this time I'm on the play, I guess. Okay. Yep. I don't think I can keep this. There is no Death Shadow, right? Bitter Triumph is a card, I guess. I could just cast it. I don't really think there's a reason to. That is insane. I'll take that. So we play this. Whenever you cast a zombie. Okay. That's... yeah. I think I'm just leaving up my counterspell? Correct? My opponent's commander is not a zombie, and I can't say I really care about a pile of random 2/2s, but I could. I don't think I do, though. They also had another zombie. So I'm a little... oh, they had this, too. They triggered that. Sure, that's okay. That's okay. Whenever this or another time, it's like, yeah, let's use our resources here. Looks like it's black-white zombies. Just full stop, full-blown black-white zombies. Still feel not terribly concerned about my opponent's dire graph Colossus. Urza can go there. Okay, our commander finally triggered. It only took 2 hours. That's pretty cool. Okay, another zombie. This is on attack? It has to hit me to do it. Otherwise, it's simply double strike. So Psychic Frog... well, actually, in this juncture is not really that exciting. Land on top. Don't want that. Eureka. A little bit more interesting, I guess. Let's play this. And then swing for 2. And they can't really swing, but who knows. They have this, which I'd like to put on Squall. It's free to discard Death Shadow. I gotta wait for them to go to combat. Okay, so Eureka is about to go and do some very significant things, but... oh wait, why is it not letting me? Oh, it's Commander Ninjutsu. Chat, you ever just not read your cards? This card's terrible. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me, chat? Alright. That's coming on the deck. Can I shuffle? Nope. So... blue. That. Here. Put this here? Doesn't really matter now, does it? No. That's okay. Can I cast it whenever I want? Correct. So cast this. It held on attackers? What do you mean? I guess I'm just in complete shambles. Squall. Alright, I can kill it again. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I missequenced my card. My bad. It's back on the menu. Do I have 8 artifacts? No. Can Psychic Frog swing? Suppose it can. Suppose it will. I can create a bunch of treasure tokens with my thing. Oh, sure. Why not? God Eternal Bantu. Okay. Can make 2 treasure tokens, so I just net 1 artifact. I guess that's the idea then. Well, I was right about the 2/2s at least. Haven't really done much for the opponent here. I have to actually read this. Okay, so that's problematic. Diagraph now suddenly being incredibly relevant. Okay. Cards off the top. Please stop with the lands. I am just playing that. Yep. Tail's End. Not bad, but not amazing. We're at 5. Can I make 3 of these? It has to be 4. No, it has to. It can just be. Has to be 4. Do I still want Tail's End? No. Reanimate. Again, not really looking for Reanimate here. Thoughtseize. Well, it's got text on it, actually. Yeah, Thoughtseize is okay. We're at exactly 8 artifacts, but I must cast Thoughtseize, so we're going to go down. Not a big deal. I don't think there's a lot of damage off the... Actually, there's no damage off the table doing that. I can do 13 if I discard the Death Shadow. And then can I fly with this? They're dead. Despite my attempts to end this game for my opponent's favor with the ninjutsu and that other thing I messed up, I think we got there. This is not indestructible, is it? Okay. Yeah, you can just keep that. Oh, wait a minute, chat. Despite everything, I found another way to mess it up. Now I only have 7 artifacts that are still alive again. I promise I'm not doing it on purpose. Despite everything, I'm finding ways to ruin this for myself. Okay, we ruined it. Yep, we ruined it. Fortunately, I get to pick up this now. That's something. But, yeah, I shouldn't have swung with the 8-8. I think they were just dead. Okay, looks like there's nothing crazy going on, so we just win a turn later. Oh, man, I'm exhausted. Look, in my defense, it took 2 hours to get here, okay? It took 2 hours to get here. I didn't have enough to cast the crab. I couldn't cast the crab off the treasure. I can't cast that off the treasure either. Okay. We did it. I don't know if my opponent saw the lethal, but I could just reanimate this on end step, and they take 13. From the power, because it's always 13. Alright, this took 2 hours, and by the time I got to it, I was delirious. But I made an effort to lose this game quite a few times. But fortunately, we got there anyways. A lot of cards, actually almost everything my opponent played, except Arcane Signet, I've not seen before. So that's kind of neat. I didn't even know this was in the game. Black-white zombies. Are there enough zombies to fill 99? It must be. I don't know. That was kind of cool. Alright, we did it. Despite the attempts of both me and my opponent, I somehow got around myself. Oh, it's Urza. Look at that. Yeah? Could get there. Could get there. Can play Reality Chip turn 2. And I will. Right? Could play Emery, actually. Is Emery better? Emery's probably just better, because it lets me cast both of them. I do have the Mox. Yeah, that worked out quite nicely. Alright. I don't have a counter spell. Hopefully not a big deal. So definitely not the most exciting here, but we'll take what we can get, I guess. And yep, just recast this. Having 0 interaction is unfortunate, because there's plenty in the deck. There's something in my graveyard, but now it... Do I choose with this? Let's read the card. Okay. It cost 7 affinity, so I have... It's discounted by 2. So I have 5, 6, 7. I can cast it. And I don't think I can let my opponent untap with the Urza, so... Let's get rid of... What's in their graveyard? Cryptic Command, wow. I think we can't hit them again with this. I'd rather keep the thing around. Alright, so we have a giant thing. What's the crew on this, 2? Can't quite get there. But it's a sizable clock. And again, I don't think Yuriko's poking them ever again. Might as well try to put some power into play. Could be wrong, who knows. 50-50. For some reason they had to think about this. I don't know what that's about. No way of doing that. Another land on top. No way to shuffle. Okay. Really good top deck. Or as good as I can ask for. Oh, maybe not. We just have the protection spell. Yep. And I cannot pay for this in any way, so. Fascinating. Okay, well, I think this game is kind of over, so I'm done. Alright, well, I guess nothing mattered anyways. Couldn't really stop my opponent. I did have interaction though, just not enough of it. Alright, it's coming out. Traxos hasn't done much, and I don't think that's going to change. Same with that other thing, yeah, the Terramander hasn't really done anything. I don't think that's going to change. So, okay. Back to the artifacts. That's a pretty cool one. I've never been hit with Mystery Key before. That's pretty neat, though. It sacks itself. I'd rather my artifacts stay in play. Kind of the whole point there. Hangerback Walker. Well... but it just costs so much mana to, like... I guess... I mean, it doesn't cost a bunch. So slow, though. And I don't have a way to really sacrifice it. And I don't think we're about to go down that route of playing cards that sacrifice our cards. Seems a bit ridiculous. Can barely do what we're trying to do in the first place. Really, these are all the artifacts I don't own. Thought there'd be a lot more. Double strike doesn't matter. I actually do kind of like Altar of the Brood. It's actually kind of fine here. It's actually okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Milling is fine. Feels weird to play that card, though. It's symmetrical, right? Oh, I'm sorry. It's your opponent mills. I'm an idiot. Never mind, it doesn't work. The only time I've ever seen this card, and it's actually been a few times, it's always Sidisi that plays this. It's Sidisi. I think maybe Codis I've seen play it as well. I thought it was yourself. I guess it makes more sense if it's yourself. It's kind of weird that... you would mill your opponent in that regard. It sucks this doesn't reanimate artifacts. It'd be so much more useful. Expedition map. Maybe Wayfarer's Bauble. Could just go back to Mana Rocks actually instead. They cost 2, they just get in the way of the commander. Not the worst. I think we might actually want to run them. I don't know. I did take them out, so we could cast like actual spells, but they are artifacts and they don't tend to leave play. So it would be ideal. This doesn't still help me with the getting a creature in the graveyard while also creating an artifact-based presence and play and stuff. There's too many things we have to do. It's getting pulled in too many directions. Okay. See, I still want to take Rusco out, but it, like, I don't know. Probably can't. Thought Monitor has been struggling pretty heavy to do the thing. I feel like once Thought Monitor is 1 mana, my commander's so close to being online, I don't know if I even care about drawing 2 anymore. So, like, maybe not right. I've been struggling to delve a Treasure Cruise. It's been a little hard to do that. So maybe we can find something else. The colorless mana sources also have not helped. Flipping Treasure Map is certainly a possibility, but this card is very slow. Very slow. I don't know, it's a lot of artifacts on one card. I think we're at the point where anything is worth trying. Well, within reason. Ghost Vacuum? No. Springleaf Drum. I have Moon Circuit? Moon Snare Prototype. Yeah, we like the drum. Drum's actually decent. These are okay. They're creatures and mana sources. I can, like, recur them with my commander. And they tap for mana. Maybe good enough. Let's drop maybe one of the 2 mana removal spells. Dirge hasn't done anything. It struggled to do anything. It's just going to struggle to do stuff. There's not much I can do about that. Same with Buried Alive, but I think I'll still keep Buried Alive. It's hard to get an artifact count that matters and also have dense amount of creatures to also, like, pick up. And then it's even harder to have those creatures actually matter. Okay, Unlicensed Hearse maybe not as good as a Mana Rock. Alright, let's try this. It also hasn't helped, we haven't played against like something that feels more in line with what we're doing. A lot of it's been just the top nonsense. It's been a lot of the same thing over and over from the opponent's side. Has not helped. Alright, so am I playing Psychic Frog or Mana? Psychic Frog is just busted. I guess I might as well put the busted card in as soon as possible. I don't think Mirror Convert is leading into a next turn anything more or less impactful in this turn. I'm not going to Mana Drain turn 2 against Tatyova. Not to say it would be wrong, but certainly can wait. I also don't think I have to Mana Drain a 4. And I don't think I will. That was actually a really good draw. Those are good draws. They're better than other things. Yeah, we're gonna play this. We're shields. Actually, you know what? I should have drew first. In all fairness. Should have drawn a card first. Alright. Did not have to play that there, but who knows? Maybe the Thopter matters. Maybe the one blue matters. Okay, that's not a 4. Maybe just a double 2. Reliquary Tower. Oh boy. Alright, well, casting Rampant Growth is better than what I've done so far. But maybe we can get things going now. Okay, I can play this, right? It's mana neutral? Cut down not looking useful here. Another land is okay, actually. Yeah, sure, it's a land and it's an artifact, so why not? Alright, do they have something that can fight through my stuff? Let's see. This is uncounterable, right? The stifle effect of this? Unless you have something. Okay. Alright. I can actually do that again as well. I could just do that again. So fortunately, Mana Drain didn't end the game, but I'm sure if I did cast it, my opponent also would have conceded, so... Conceding to the first counterspell is funny, but look what my opponent did. Ignore you, ignore you, ignore you. Go for this. It doesn't work, and then you concede. I think my opponent really had time to wait, right? This is, what, 4 turn clock? 3 turns if I discard enough cards? I think my opponent had time as a blue-green deck to just do kind of anything. Like, you could top deck Cavern of Souls and you're fine. But who knows? I don't know. They just don't want to play against people, I guess, is the why. The opener makes me feel like my opponent just doesn't want to play against opponents. It's like, oh, it didn't work? Next game. They've probably never seen that counterspell either, which is funny. Don't worry, opponent, neither have I. Neither have I. Oh, man. Okay, so I think we're about as close as we can get without running, like, insane artifact creatures and stuff that I don't think you should... Like, Frogmite doesn't come in that quickly. Which is, I just wouldn't play Frogmite anyways. Or a Mirror Enforcer, let's say the one that costs, you know... Mirror Enforcer and the other Mirror Enforcer that they made that has, like, cycling or something. Like, those cards aren't really coming in that quickly, you know? Picking them up also isn't really that enticing. Double tap land. Unfortunate. What does this do? Oh, it's just Ral, okay. Okay, we're gonna hope that's Lightning Bolt, I suppose. Yeah, let's not let that be a thing. I will cast the Jitte. I feel like the Jitte is so innocent. You still mana drain though, if you have it. Okay, they don't. Okay, no Cavern, but I don't think our commander was going to let us get away with anything anyways. There's no 3 to be cast here. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, we can cast our commander. We survive it being countered, so we cast it, and therefore we should cast it. Should not have cracked the fetch first, technically, but maybe it makes my opponent think about stuff. Counterflux, wow. Okay. Counterflux. Huh. Wow. Ionize and counterflux. Two you don't really see ever. So, now what? Literally nothing? No, they have a castable spell, but we know it's a burn spell. What does my opponent care about? I don't know, I'm not casting anything. Doesn't seem like I can. Okay, now I certainly can. Now we can just cast something. This is a spot where if they're exhausting resources on mana rocks, it will cost them later if the game is to continue. So this is all like sort of tempo-oriented interaction. Okay. I did not expect them to just suddenly go for that, but they did. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's Lightning Bolt in hand, but I'm not 100% certain. No pre-combat artifacts, so we'll see if it is Lightning Bolt, I guess. Okay. Play you. This is a must-answer threat. I swear if they win this coin flip, I'm uninstalling the game. Of course they do. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Why not? Yep. Why not just have it work? Of course, of course, of course. Opponent wins the coin flip. Truly fascinating. Well, that's kind of backbreaking. I have yet to win an invert polarity flip. This lets me cast my commander, but after that I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish. Name human. I think I cast this, actually. Yeah, I should cast this instead, because it costs 3 instead of 4. Because I have to at least try to interact with this. Okay. It is Lightning Bolt. I was right about that. Okay. I'm out of stuff, though. Opponent top decks a Delve card. It wasn't castable last turn, so... Yep, top deck Treasure Cruise. Must be nice. I'm at 2 artifacts. I can't get this in play. So... And now I don't have the removal spell because they won the invert polarity coin flip. Buried alive, yep, just in time. None of my cards are doing anything, so... Sure. Still gonna cast it so I don't draw dead cards. Like you... And Death Shadow I would consider is kind of dead, so it's not really doing anything if I draw it. Yep. All because of an invert polarity flip. Okay. You got it, bro. Won a coin flip. Game ended. I could kill this with the forage removal spell, and then the game would continue. I'm still struggling to find stuff off the top of my deck that matters in this matchup, but they won a coin flip, and then they won the game. So, a coin flip I have yet to win. My opponent had all the blue-red counter spells. It was like, was Counterflux, Ionize, Invert Polarity. They just had all of them. Oh. Ionize is nuts. I don't really know if I like Ionize, but if you're interested in 3-mana counter spells, then it doesn't matter. You just play them all. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you like if you want to play those cards. On the play, Llanowar Elves. Alright. No punish. I can still probably make something of it. No cut down, fatal push. I can still draw something. Though at this point, that only matters if they don't use it. Okay, they didn't use it. So I still can find something. If they cast Cultivate, the game's just over. But now I can maybe find something. Okay, I did not. Maybe one more turn? I'm not sure what I could even do here. No, this is done. This is over. I can't keep up. I cast my commander, I cast that. Next turn, key to the archive. It's not fast enough. It's not fast enough. I'm going to get hit with Gitrog. Yeah, it's just not fast enough. We're trying to get water. We're trying to squeeze blood out of a stone here with this commander. Okay. Weird. So here in Thoughtseize. Fatal Push, Shieldred, Storm Splitter. Guess I take the Fatal Push. Ooh, wow, they swung? Really? Wow. I don't know if I'd swing there. Fair enough. So, black, blue. I guess I'm not swinging back, so fair enough. They hit Troll? Oh, opponent. Oh! Oof. Okay. Well, we got some advantage back from them doing that to themselves. You should not swing, even if I didn't have the 0-4. Just stop swinging with it. Top card is Brainstorm. Do I have time for that? Yeah, why not? I can just... I can just draw it. I can cast it. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, we're going to cast it, because Shieldred is next turn, and that's not ideal. So get rid of you, and... Actually, I don't even think I want it now. Yeah, I'd rather commit something else. Let's do that. Let's Shuffle. I don't think they'll block, but I don't know, maybe they will. They seem like they don't want to lose Dark Confidant quite yet. But this is a scenario where Shield Druid doesn't destroy me, which is ideal here. Can I get 8 artifacts? I cannot. But Buried Alive is a surprise that we have banked up, if we so choose. Removal spell. Can I draw it? And cast it. So let's see, I tap that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Tap. 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 Move this to anything. And then just pass. Okay. They're at exactly 13. And I'm... Oh no, Buried Alive skips trying to cast the thing there. Sure. Okay. Sure. I think we got there. Once I get my mana in order. Okay, there we go. That took a second. Took me a second there. So I need 3 more artifacts in play. 3 more. Let's shuffle the land, right? I guess it's kind of the same as just actually playing it. Yeah, it's just the same as playing it. Shuffle. Okay. Beginning of your upkeep, not really where I'm looking to have my stuff exist. Swing for 5? No, they'll just block it. They'll just block it. Okay. Oh, I got it. I actually got it. I did. Okay, yeah. We got there. Look at that. Nice. I did not expect all that to happen. Yeah, when your opponent... Well, this is a good example of... Now, to be fair, my opponent did lose a ton of life on Dark Confidant, but I was really far ahead and could very likely just do that next turn again. So I think them losing a bunch of life, it did matter. It did. It's just that we were in a position to essentially do that twice. We also just have a very scary board presence to a degree, right? But yeah, you can see what happens when your opponent doesn't just sort of end the game on turn 3. I get to actually play, but when the vast majority of the format is like Llanowar Elves and Dark Ritual, Mana Drain, you know, it's hard to do this. Very hard to do this, but I mean, we got there. It happened this time. This has Death Touch, so I couldn't swing here. I thought about swinging there. I really didn't expect to be able to do it there. How many? Where did I get just the thigh? The thigh The Scythopters. Jeez. The Scythopters. Yeah, we got to 11 artifacts from that. Could we have done this too? Total mana value. So we sack 2 Thopters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. And then we could tap these. So 1, 2, 3. So 10. 11. We can tap this for Urza. I can actually sack 3 things and tap the Ornithopter and actually cast this. I can sack 2 Ornithopters. This was castable here. Wow. I didn't see that. Didn't matter, but okay. Could have had that in play too. Did I put the Dirge back in? We are unfortunately trying to do the same thing every game. So, I did. And by the same thing every game, I mean like the, oops, not the rat. The buried alive stuff. I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of over this deck. Doing my best though. Maybe Shambling Suit's too much. I think this is actually just too much. It's too much to ask for. It is 8, but still, like, I don't know. It just seems like it's... Midnight Clock shuffles my graveyard away. I would argue that's kind of significant for Rusko and stuff. I don't really want to lose my graveyard. I don't know if the game will ever last that long. It's like 12 turns. I feel like that. Yeah, by the time you would do it, the game should be over anyway. So that's fine. And it's not the end of the world. You still get to do the thing. It's not like you just lose. You just lose access to your graveyard, which could matter. Oh man, I'm sort of over this. Alright, we'll play a few more, but yeah, it's not looking good here. I'll say where our deck is at probably its best. I think it's at its best here, just like cards wise, since we started putting it together. I'd like the interaction really quick here. Ugh. I mean, I have to find it. I have to find it. Yeah, I have to. Okay, you can go away. And I'm not going to Chrome Mox, because I actually can't Chrome Mox. Alright, there you go. Cannot Chrome Mox. Can sort of Chrome Mox, but... Oh, they didn't have the 1-drop. That was the thing I was, like, really hyper-focused on interacting with, and they didn't have it, so... Maybe there's a Braid? Cut Down. Does Cut Down work? There's no ward or anything. I'm going to try. It looks like it is a Braid. Okay, something... a Braid adjacent, I suppose. Fair enough. No green mana. I would actually like my opponent to cast Eshki. This is one of those games where they just don't do it because they didn't have the mana. Well, in that case, let's get rid of Chrome Mox. Tome is interesting. Yeah, Tome actually could genuinely do something here. I don't want the Day of Judgment. I'm gonna bank on that not being a thing I need. Could be wrong, but if this gets blown up, I can at least keep this. So I'm gonna just try to do stuff in a different way. A land is fine, but I kind of have plenty of mana, I think. What do they have that's blue-red here that impedes me? Apparently nothing. Okay. Doomblade, I'll just take 2. I might take 6. I don't know if I'm killing this in the middle of combat. Okay. Alright, let's make it easy on me, I will. It just went straight to combat. I'm going to give them a counter target, because they probably won't counter it anyways, because they're going to discard and stuff. But... Llanowar Elves, yeah, this is a non-green Eshki opener. You kind of need your best color, sort of the glue to the entire thing. This is good, but these are terrible. Tragic. Alright, shuffle. Okay. We'll play Mox Amber? Kind of a bad thing to counter. I really just don't want my opponent to have access to their cards, so I'm not gonna cast, like, Reality. I just don't want them to be able to cast things. Teamer Spaghetti Crier, sure. That, yep. Alright, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Land. Another land. Alright, I need stuff. I need stuff. I need stuff. Land! Oh my goodness, please. Do we have a creature in the graveyard that we binned or milled? We do, technically. I will cast this. There's technically draws here. That's a draw, just not the one I wanted. Oh, wait a minute! Okay. Can actually cast that. Unbelievable. I believe I can cast this too, albeit not very exciting. I might as well keep it, because there's not many things I can actually cast. Might as well make the attempt. Yeah, there's not much I could find past that card, so I might as well just put it in play. Okay. That was good. It was good enough. They did not cast their commander. This blows up the... Does not blow up the reality chip. Wow. I'm blowing up the reality chip. I feel like the cantrip is just so innocent. Fair enough, though. I've yet to actually put this in play. That's kind of exciting. This is infinite mana. Well, you know. Close enough, I guess. I kind of want that. Should have cast it first. Killing my opponent's mana dork is vastly superior to not killing my opponent's mana dork. Okay, yeah. I think I'm killing this too. So I can swing and get a cantrip spell. And then the wash away stops Eshki. But Eshki's not in this game anymore at this point. I think it's too late. Yeah, I mean, this is... They had it. They just didn't have the green source. Right? I mulliganed for what my opponent was trying to do. They just didn't get there, but they had the Elvish Mystic, so they want the untapped green source, and then play this. They probably got confused maybe here and thought this could tap for green instead of blue, without the other land in play or whatever. Maybe they got confused there, but I played around one drop into turn 2 Eshki, because that's the reason you play Eshki, and they just didn't get there because of the land situation, but they definitely thought they had it or something, but... Yeah, we had the time to go crazy, and we went crazy. We were going to... Now, see, we didn't have a creature in the graveyard, though. I could have killed my own Rusco and just got it back, but that would be kind of weird. This would be one of the instances where I suppose I would just spin a Midnight Clock and draw 7 cards, and at that point I don't really care about the text box anymore. I'm just... My opponent's basically just dead, actually, so, yeah. Cool. Alright, I'm over this. I'm over it. I'm over it. I am over this, Commander. 6 ways to Sunday. Okay, I've had my fill of this. This is terrible. I'm sure maybe there's a way to make it, like, slightly less terrible, but the main issue is there's not a lot of great things that this would like to see on Arena, right? You go to EDH Rec and you see what people might play outside of Arena, and definitely looks more appealing there. But still, you have to make room for creatures that are worth picking up out of your graveyard. So, there's, you know, goofy things like sending 13 to face and stuff. There's value engines like Solemn Simulacrum. So you have to have the creatures to pick up. You have to have the artifacts, at least 4 of them, to pick them up in the first place. And then you have to have them in the graveyard in the first place. So it's not like you can just cast your Solemn Simulacrum and then just... It doesn't just magically die. It's pretty easy to have Solemn Simulacrum die, but notably does not die the turn you cast it, right? So you can't just pick it up right away. And missing that end step trigger instead of it being an upkeep trigger is kind of annoying in that regard, because then you cannot block with the thing that you want to recur, right? Because it's on end step. I thought initially, that's why I got confused at the beginning here, I thought it reanimated the card. I'm like, oh, it's end step. That's like right where you want it. It's awesome. It's on the end step. Nothing's on the... Reanimating on the end step, that's pretty cool. But no, it's actually not reanimate on the end step. It's pick it out of the graveyard on the end step. You just want the reanimate there. For the other side of it, putting it to your hand, you would prefer that one to be on the upkeep and not the end step. So it's swapped. It went from the good phase, but the bad ability. So now it wants the bad ability at the better phase, which would be your upkeep. So I can block with things like Solemn Simulacrum, and then I can pick it up immediately. Because that's not how it is worded, you now must find a way to kill it yourself, and you could run Phyrexian Tower. I think at that point you're probably dropping a colorless source, because there were games I got color screwed, which is not super common in 2-color decks, especially with fetch lands and dual lands and, mana rocks. There's a ton of ways to dodge being color screwed. Mana screwed is a completely different issue. However, all of the colorless lands were like artifacts, and I really wanted to get as many as I could in play, right? I just really wanted to do that. So I don't know if you can get away with Phyrexian Tower. It's another colorless thing. I'm sure it's okay and worth maybe trying, but sacking your creatures just for this is really not even that exciting. You know, especially if you actually cannot then use the mana that you generated, which most of the time you ideally should be able to, but let's just say you can't. Just sacking your creatures just to pick them up is not really that exciting. So, yeah, there's just not a lot of creatures that are appealing to me to play with this, honestly. It's not that much. But the ones you do have are pretty good, like Sai and Matoya, Emery, Solemn Simulacrum, Rusco leaves behind a thing, and then same with this, leaves behind a thing if it dies or whatever. So like all of the things that this can do are good, and I'd say on average you're probably going to have at least one of them, you know, every game you play. You don't need like 25 super amazing creatures to go with your Golbez. Mainly because, in my opinion, you do not have 25 cards that go with it super well. So you're kind of stuck to what you got. So yeah, this was kind of brutal. It's pulling itself in too many directions. And then there's another issue where the first chunk of time playing this, I did not have a lot of interaction because it's hard to make room for interaction while push your game plan. And the best decks are just really anything that is above, just functional in Historic Brawl, is going to push its game plan while also interacting with you, right? That's what green does all day. So there's a lot to be desired here. This actually, I would say, was so rough to play that like even mana drain was at its worst, and that is really bad. Now, people could just not think about it and concede, but this deck specifically was like one of the worst mana drain decks I've had. Just not great. If you want to accommodate that, you could run more that cares about the mana drain after you cast it, moving into the turn that you just cast it after. But, oh man, I don't know. Then you're just caring about mana drain more, and it's like, yeah, you're going to lean super heavy on those and stuff. The first, there was another issue. We bumped into the best things in the game. Like, I saw, 2 POC players. So there was, a Davriel opponent who had Dark Ritual just instantly, right? We're already super slow, and there was just Dark Ritual Davriel. The game's over. There was, we did beat it, but there was a VV with Chrome Mox, but I actually had the double interaction, believe it or not. There was POC with Fetch Lands, and the game just ends immediately. There was a bunch of games, I think 3 in a row, where it was on the play Manadork? And there might have been play on the draw as well. It's like Manadork into Cultivate, the game is over. It's just over. I could keep doing what I'm doing, but my opponent's going to do what they're doing so much faster. They're going to continue to ignore you after the Cultivate turn, and it's over. It's just over. Unless I top deck perfectly, and even still, I think it's just over. Somebody actually inverted polarity'd a Psychic Frog. So, Psychic Frog, they stole my Psychic Frog, I'm going to complain about invert polarity until I win a flip with it, which, again, still have not done. And because they did that, I had to invest resources into the frog, and then the resources couldn't go to their commander, so they just untapped their commander because I ran out of resources to deal with it and lost there. I wasn't going to say I was going to win that one anyways, but yeah, we had worst case scenario matchups, which at this point in the lifespan of Historic Brawl is not even really worst case scenario. It's just to be expected. You should expect most people to play Llanowar Elves in turn 1. Or combi into Flare of Cultivation, or, it's something you should expect to play against, and this does not come prepared for any of that, if it's also going to try to do its thing. So you have to commit probably about half of your deck, or at least a third of your deck, to interacting with your opponent, right? And Blue-Black just likes to do that, so it's not like it's a surprise that you have to, oh man, I can't play all the exciting things, I gotta play interaction. Well, you're Blue-Black, so you're probably gonna do that anyways. But you do actually legitimately have to do it, Whether it is you're going to or not is, debatable. I started with as little interaction as possible, just to have more to do with this, and we weren't getting to it. Not fast enough. I have to interact with my opponent. And the best way to do that is removal and counter spells and stuff, so that had to be in here. And for the remaining slots, I took out the mana rocks for a while and put them back in. It seemed as though I was a little light on artifact count, which is an issue, because you have to make room for artifacts on top of the creatures, on top of the interaction. And I just needed to play artifacts, so these have to do, right? I don't think random... I did have Jitte in here, never got to do anything, but a bunch of 1-mana artifacts to play with this. It's not like Urza. They don't just become mana, and then you're just happy that you played a bunch of 1-mana mana rocks. Doesn't work like that here. You're doing stuff like Springleaf Drum. You do have access to Mox Amber, though. Urza cares a little bit less about this, significantly less about this, but Mox Amber is nice. Chrome Mox felt a bit awkward. Because you need so many things, it's hard to just get rid of a card in your hand for mana, as powerful as that is. It's one of those scenarios like, look what they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power. It's kind of like what Chrome Mox
feels like with Golbez here. But yeah, this just in general, outside of the times I could Death Shadow throw it at my opponent twice or whatever, the reanimate just really isn't that exciting in general. You do have to put the creatures in your graveyard, and if you want to go down the self-mill strategy of doing that, or draw, discard, Faithless Looting effects in blue or something, you now have to make room for that too, right? You can't just suddenly play 135 cards. This is the kind of commander that would love 150 card format. So everyone's slower, and you get to do your that actually is it. You need the format to be slower. Even if we were doing what we want it to a turn faster, we would still need everyone to be doing their thing a turn slower. Because what we're doing, even if we get there faster, isn't scarier or more powerful, or actually really even as powerful as what our opponents are doing. So even being faster, you have to do more of the thing, instead of just being a turn earlier or whatever. It is a 2-drop. That's a saving grace on it. It's a 2-drop. If this costs 4 mana, I mean, I suppose you'd argue fundamentally nothing is different, because it's not like you're getting to any relevant text fast. You surveil one a couple times, but that's inconsistent. You don't surveil what you want all the time. You can play Scheming Symmetry, but congratulations, you just gave your opponent whatever they wanted, right? But you're just not really... Surveil 1 is not something to rely on to fill the graveyard with creatures to reanimate. So if you really want the Surveil to feel impactful, which is going to be the most, relevant thing in every game, because it's always relevant in every game to see it, at least. Whereas the bottom part, you might not get to it every game. You're at least probably going to see a Surveil 1 or 2. You could play 33 creatures, and half of them don't care about your commanders throwing it upstairs, and some of them are artifact creatures. We had the Terramander in here. Like this. I had this in here. It's an artifact. It's nice to reanimate. It can present a threat damage-wise. It's like, 5? Swings for 5, right? Yeah, it swings for 5 once you have a critical mass of artifacts, or just some amount. If it dies, you can do it again from your commander picking it up. But, you have to play this. It has to be in your deck. It's not doing anything until it turns into a 5/5. It helps you get to itself, right? No, it doesn't. It's each other, actually. It's each other. It helps your commander, because it's an artifact. There were a couple cards in the deck that were going down this route. Even Traxos, right? The trample thing. This thing. Traxos. Pretty solid. You can play it fairly quickly. You can reanimate this with your commander and put it to your hand. I mean, not reanimate. And they take 7 if you have 8 artifacts. This basically has Vigilance in a deck. Every time you play this card, it has Vigilance, right? I mean, 99% of the time, you're not going to play Traxos. You're not going to play in your deck unless you can untap it all the time, and we could do that. So it was in here, and I think I had a game where I could have cast it and whatever, but a 4 mana 7/7, it's kind of, I think that's a meme in Hearthstone. Good stats for the cost or whatever. Not actually that good in Magic Arena. Magic the Gathering in general. A 4 mana 7/7 with Trample and Vigilance isn't actually that good. It's just not. You can play it on turn 3. Oh, not in this deck, actually. Could we? Yeah, we could. We could play this on turn 3. Yeah, we could. It would mean I could not cast my commander. Right, 2, 3... No, I could if I had Mox. Okay, so Mox. So there are ways to actually play this while my commander's in play and actually do it. Not super common, but again, all of this work for a 7/7. If your commander dies, then you can't actually reanimate this, so now your opponent's got that as an available option to them, just killing your commander. Right? And then suddenly, boom. If you get hit by a sweeper, your commander got hit too. You can't reanimate anything. There's a scenario where being on the end set would be nice because it was upkeep. You couldn't do anything if they swept your board. I don't think I ever saw a board wipe. No. Most games where if your opponent's only out to what you're doing is a sweeper, they're probably already really behind, and at that point, you probably have a scenario where you have like a counter spell in your hand or something. So, I don't think a sweeper is really a big concern. But then you start to trickle into the why you're not playing Yuriko, or blue-black rogues, or blue-black insert any kind of creature beatdown plan, fairies, or anything. It's definitely not the greatest just to play Traxos. As much as I love Traxos, it's this would be the deck for it, and it's still just a 4-mana 7/7. It's not getting you there. It's just not getting you there. It really isn't. I mean, things like Eshki swing for like 10 on turn 6 or so. Like it's not. Your opponent could just take 7 twice and not care. And yeah, unless you're really complimenting the beats, I'm not seeing it. And most of it would ideally be artifact based, so you could eventually get to the 8 and then hit them for some amount of life. I mean, it would ideally be more than one. If you have a deck full of smaller creatures, you're only hitting your opponent for an average of 2 because you have an army of like 1 and 2 power creatures in your deck. You know, like, is that what you want to do? Yeah, you did it, but now you're only poking them for 2. And, you know, you have this blue-black tempo thing going on, and for some reason you're not ninjas. So, yeah, I don't think it works in Arena, fundamentally. It's too slow for the format. Even if you had the support for it, it's just like what you're doing is just too slow in general. But who knows? With time, I'm sure it's possible. And again, I'm sure whoever actually likes this commander will probably yell at me that I played it wrong or something like, oh, why didn't you play these 3 cards? But, it ain't gonna stop you from losing to Dark Rituals and Menedres, that's for sure. So, it doesn't matter anyways, I guess. Looking at it like that. In not interacting with an on-the-play Delighted Halfling, the 3 cards I didn't run that I should have, they're not, okay. But, yeah, can't recommend. So, let me know what you thought about it.